Hello, welcome back, band members. Today we're going to talk about the two things that make music, sound and silence. So what is the first sound we ever hear as a human being? Our heartbeat. Very good. So how many pulses in a heartbeat? Remember that a heartbeat goes down and out. So how many pulses in one beat? Think about that for a second. It's actually 2 pulses. So one beat is 2 pulses. In order for something to have a beat, it must have a down and up motion. The same thing is true for music. Let's count the beats. So if I open up my screen here, I think I can get it. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hearts. 8 heartbeats. Good. Let's count it to a beat. Nice pulse. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, stop. Great job. We just talked about that sound and silence make music. But how are they written? Sound is written through notes. Silent is written through things like rests. So how do you know it is a note? Well, notes have certain characteristics. First of all, it has a note head, a stem like a flower, like a little flag. It's like a little flagpole right here. This is a note. Sometimes notes have just note heads. Sometimes they have a note head and a stem, and no flag, and sometimes they have 1 flag, 2 flags, or 3 flags. It just depends. But this is definitely a note. Here, we see a note. A note with a note head and a stem is called a quarter note. On the other side of a silence, we have a quarter rest. It looks a little funny, doesn't it? To me, it looks like a little doggy barking. And a quarter rest means silent. Shh. So let's talk about the basics so far, what we've learned about. Here we have 4 basic beats. 1, our down and up motion. 2, 3, 4. Let's say it note-wise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now what about the rest? We won't say anything, but we're just going to go ahead and shush it for right now. Shh, 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 shh. Just like that. Let's see if we can do it again, but let's count the notes and the rest back to back. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shh, 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 shh. Stop. Great job. Let's count the beats one more time. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop. Excellent job. Now, what if we replace these heartbeats with actual notes? What would that look like? Whoa, that's pretty cool. Let's try it looking at notes this time. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop. Great job. Let's put in some rests. Do you see the rests? How many do you see? That's right. We see 2. Do you remember how to say them? Shh. Very good. Let's count them together. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Shh. What's this one? 5? That's right. It's still 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 is silent. 5 we say out loud. 6 we say out loud. 7 we shh. And then 8. Let's try that again. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, shh, 5, 6, shh, 8, stop. You can also go ahead and whisper the counts. Let's try whispering the counts this time. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, stop. Very good. Whenever we see a rest, we're going to go ahead and say that number, but in a whisper voice now. And again, a rest is just a symbol to tell you it's a silence, meaning quiet. This right here is what we know as a rhythm. A rhythm is a series of notes and rests to make a musical pattern, what we just did. There are also music symbols that affect rhythm. Here, we're going to have the same rhythm what we just did, but you know, if we kept counting forever and ever and ever through a piece of music, we would get to too many numbers. And I don't think anyone wants to count to 107, 108. That's too much. So what we do is we have different symbols to help us divide the notes and rests into little groups. This symbol, which is new, is called a bar line. It's a vertical line that divides the notes and rests into little groups. So here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and something magical happens. Does anybody know? If you said goes back to number 1, you are right. So we will no longer say 5 anymore. It'll now be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Very good. Bar line, again, divides the rhythm into groups. When you divide them into groups, you create something called a measure. Those groups are measures. A measure is groups of notes and rests. How many measures do you see here? That's right, 2. You see 2 measures. 1, 2. Very good. Here, and I'm going to see if I can stretch it out a little farther. There we go. You can see here that there is something called a double bar line. It has 2 lines back to back. That means that it is the end of a song. So if you just look at this measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. That is called a double bar line, which means the end of a song. Oh, here's something new. These 2 red dots. If I were to take you to the front of it, you can also see the other 2 red dots. Let's see if we can go ahead and do the repeat sign. The repeat sign is to go back to the beginning of the song or back to the nearest repeat sign. So I can't stretch my screen too far, but once you get to the end, go ahead and go back and do it again. Are you ready? Count with me. 1, 2, ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Did you get it? Awesome job. Okay, now let's look at a piece of music. Here I have a common rhythm chart that has quarter notes and rests. It's on something that's called a staff, which we're going to talk later on this week. A staff, just to give you a heads up, it has 5 lines and 4 spaces. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Right now, let's look at line number 1, and let's count it together. Are you ready? Remember that after the bar line, we go back to 1. Whisper on the rest. Here at the double bar line, simply stop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Great job. How did you do? Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys are getting it. Bravo. Let's try line number 2. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Great job. Let's try number 3. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Great job. Now we're at the end of our lesson. You did great, guys. Go to Canvas and log in. Go to the band course under modules. Click on today's module, 82620. Take the daily quiz and submit. Once you're done, for band for 82620. Thank you, guys. See you soon.